Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Amarachi. Welcome to the channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be answering the questions that you guys sent me over on Instagram. I asked you guys to send me questions to wrap up the year, sort of reflexive questions, and that's what I'll be answering in this video. The first question here is, what are you grateful for in 2025? I would say definitely strength, mental strength, especially because so many things happened this year and somehow I was able to find the strength. I was given the strength to keep going and just keep pushing through. So I'm really grateful for strength this year. What was the highlight of your year academic edition? This year was actually a very good year for me academically. I had so many highlights, so many. Just to mention a few. One, passing my final qualifying exam. I documented that process. I'll link it somewhere on the screen. That was wow. It was really good. A weight was lifted off my shoulder. It was really important for me because this was like the last thing before my thesis defense. So I was very happy to be done with that and pass in flying colors. Two, presenting my research. I went to a couple conferences and I had multiple opportunities to present my research, both as a poster and even on a podium. So I gave like a talk to a room full of people. It was packed. I was like, wow, okay, this is amazing. So that was really cool. On the topic of giving talks, I also got to talk at a pharmaceutical company. And share my results with them. They sponsored 1 year of this project. So, it was exciting to go talk about the results that we have. And yeah, that was really nice. What's the best book you read this year? Oh, hands down, this non-fiction book, Butter, Honey, Pig Bread. I have to look because it's just four random words and I sometimes mix up the other, but Butter, Honey, Pig Bread 10 over 10, 10 over 10 read. I cannot recommend it enough. This was just an amazing book. The most beautiful girl you know, and why is it Miabaka? Love you. What are you looking forward to the most in the coming year, Academia edition? So, what I'm looking forward to the most is finishing this PhD. Now, to finish the PhD, there are so many things I need to do. I have to wrap up my project, write up my final paper, write my thesis. But I'm looking forward to just wrapping up this multi year project, tying it up nicely in a bow, submitting everything, fulfilling all of the requirements, graduating, walking across that stage, getting hooded. Ah, guys, I can't wait. Finally being free and just, having this chapter closed. That's really what I'm looking forward to. What was the highlight of your year? The highlight of my year was, at least in my personal life, probably was going home to Nigeria. So I hadn't been home in 3 years, three and a half maybe. Going home was the highlight of my year. It was really nice to see my family again. And then when I was home as well, I got married. 10 over 10, highlight of my year. Best place you traveled to this year? Best place I traveled to this year was San Diego. I was in San Diego in June for a conference. It was amazing. Everything was amazing. Vibes were immaculate. Weather, temperature, food. 10 over 10. I also filmed that trip, so I will link it somewhere on the screen. Hands down. Oh, San Diego was so good. I will go back in a heartbeat. It was amazing. What is a happy mistake from this year? I thought about this for so long and I couldn't really come up with an answer. So I decided to tweak the question a little bit and rephrasing the question to, I guess, what was a happy accident from this year that I can answer. And I would say that it was ending up in the ER because I was in so much pain. That trip to the emergency room ended up catalyzing so many other events that eventually culminated in me having surgery. And I'm going to make a completely different video talking about this. So subscribe if you're not subscribed and you don't want to miss that. Um, but yeah, so getting surgery and getting relief from like something I'd been dealing with for a long time, but I really had no idea. You'll understand what I mean when you see the full video. Um, but yeah, I would say that was a happy accident from this year. Describe the year in one word. If I had to describe the year in one word, it would be heavy. This year was really, really, really difficult for me mentally and emotionally. It was it was a very challenging year. So I would say heavy. Next question here is, what's the biggest change if you're happy to share? First, let's say no order of importance. I locked my hair. So I used to be a loose natural for about 10 years. I finally locked my hair this year. I got micro locks. I again have a video about that. I will link it up on the screen. Second, this happened like towards the end of the year, but getting surgery, wow, the improvement to my quality of life, phenomenal. Again, you would understand when I share the full video. Yeah, those two things I would say are like the biggest changes. Proudest moment. Off the top of my head, I can't really think of one singular moment that was like the proudest moment. But I would say just how I was able to handle everything that happened this year. I guess with a good amount of grace. I'm very, very proud of myself for managing everything, not breaking down, and also being able to understand and internalize the fact that just because things are not working well in one area of your life doesn't mean that your entire life is bad or that you have a bad life. And yeah, just holding on to that. I'm very proud of myself for that. What is the biggest or hardest lesson you've had to learn in the last year? I'm going to put a positive spin to this because I think that when people ask this question, or when people answer this question, typically there's like a negative connotation. So I would say this year I was reminded of the importance of collaboration, and I'll explain why. So in my program for my project, I had a project, it was going well, I was going to publish my paper, yeah, everything was going to be good. But then we reached out to someone to collaborate on a specific part of the project, and their collaboration has just blown things out of the park. Like the results are now more significant than we could have ever dreamed of. So yeah, I was reminded of the importance of collaborations, good collaboration or like good collaborators. What was the most stressful thing about the year and how did you cope with it? As always, my damn PhD. That was the most stressful thing. How did I cope with it? The same way I always have, just trying to take it one day at a time, reminding myself that this would pass, like it will one day it will eventually finish. And venting, ranting, calling my friends, complaining all the time. All the time. Yeah, that part too. How active were you during the past year? Were you as active as you planned to be? I'd say I was rather active during the warm months. So I would go on daily walks. But then once the cold started to set in, yeah, it was a wrap on that. And then I also haven't been active. Like it's cold now. Well, I also had surgery. So I had to take a sit and literally do nothing for a while. So not as active as I maybe planned coming into the year, but also not too bad. What would you change from last year if you were handed a redo? As cliche as it sounds, I would say probably nothing because anything I change would change the result of other things, right? So like good things that happened as well. So yeah, maybe I would say nothing. What did you struggle with this past year? I struggled with my physical health. So I had some health challenges, and yeah, that was probably like one of my biggest struggles. And then I also struggled a lot emotionally. Um it was not great. It wasn't great. Another question here is, what new skill did you learn this year? This year was pretty exciting. I learned how to work with human cells. So, human cell lines, keeping them alive, growing them, all of that. That was very exciting. What song did you listen to the most? Oh, well, that's easy to do. Let's see what Spotify Rap says. My top songs. The very first song actually is a piece of classical music. And then the second is Venus. The third is With You. The fourth is Dusk Till Dawn. Fifth is Birds of a Feather. My top artists were The Kilo Gold, Burna Boy, Omale, Davido, and Sia. Where did you visit for the first time this year? For a state in the US, I visited Georgia for the first time, so I was in Atlanta. And for a city, San Diego, I'd never been. I also visited the Valley of Fire State Park out in Nevada this year at the very beginning of the year, so that was also pretty fun. This is a good question. What was money very well spent this year? On a big level, the trip to Nigeria, that. On a smaller level, the money I spent getting a massage for my birthday, wow, incredible. It was the most relaxing thing ever. Who nurtured or supported you? My friends, man, my friends and my family, my husband. Who did you enjoy supporting? My friends as well. This year, it was like a constant loop of, okay, I'm dying. Next time, you're dying. Next time, I'm dying. Next time, you're dying. So we really provided a lot of support for ourselves this year. And the final question to wrap this video up, because it's getting a bit long, would be, what would you rate your level of happiness on a scale of 1 to 10 this past year? My level of happiness, I would say 6, 6.5. So just above average. Yeah. And that's it for this video. If you watched up until this point, thank you so much. Please hit that like button. If you are not subscribed and you like what you see, please subscribe. Leave a comment if anything resonated with you. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.